Hi, my name is Brynn Scarborough, and I'm the President and Managing Director of JK Products and Services. We're so excited to welcome you back for another virtual event with Ergoline. Like all of us, we've had to be incredibly flexible and adaptable over the last year and a half, and so I really hope that what we have begun offering you in this virtual space meets a need that maybe we can't meet in person right now. If you've been with us over the last couple of months to experience one or more of our virtual events up until this point, you've noticed that we're really actively taking feedback. We are listening to you when you attend these with us, and really moving forward with the things that work well and leaving behind some of the ideas that maybe we tried and didn't quite land. So we appreciate your feedback and we appreciate your participation today as well. I also want to remind you that most of the content that is going to be made available during this Ergoline experience will be available to you throughout the next couple of days so that it's convenient for you as operators to be able to access it whenever you need to. We certainly took some feedback after our spring event that, like many of you, we're also sometimes dealing with personnel issues. It's hard to find employees. It's hard to hire right now, and a lot of operators are working in their salons. So we wanted to make all of this content available to you after hours and in a way that makes sense on your schedule. So today I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the diversification services that we have available. And then we'll be workshopping some of those services throughout the rest of this content, as well as not just teaching you the why you might need new or different equipment, but then also how to make money with it, and also, more importantly, how to pay for it. These are all important questions, sometimes that get a little bit overlooked when it comes to just hearing a promotion or hearing a sales demo or something like that. But we really want you to feel confident in your decisions when you choose to purchase with JK, and also know that we have an entire team of people here ready to back you up and to help you walk through some of these processes as well. So we're going to talk a little bit more about diversification of services. I know that's a really interesting tagline, but what I really mean by that is offering varied services. In the past, if you look at 10 years ago, and I'm now almost a 10-year veteran of the industry, which means I'm still a rookie in a lot of ways. In the past, though, you would realize that you had a couple of options. You could offer tanning, or tanning, and how hot do you want your tanning, or how fast do you want your tanning? And that served us for a long time. But what we have realized is that not only has our customer become more sophisticated and demanding over time, right? All of our customers are more informed with the accessibility of information on the internet and research and those types of things. We've also realized that it doesn't necessarily help us to pigeonhole ourselves to only be able to sell to or only be able to service customers that are interested in coming into you for a tan. It really limits the customer population that you might have in your business. So when I talk about diversification, I talk about really bringing equipment into your service portfolio that allows you to offer equally valuable but high-end salon and spa experiences in a touchless environment and in an automated way. So I want to be very specific. We can throw a lot of tag words around. We can try and sound really salesy and really important, but at the end of the day, if those words don't have meaning, they're pretty useless. So that's what I mean by diversification, and we're going to talk about how you can accomplish that through investing your capital equipment dollars with JK Products and Services. So let's talk a little bit more about what customers are asking us for right now, and what's really on the top of customers' minds. So we know coming out of 2020, we know coming out of a pandemic that there are a few things that are a lot more important to our customers now than maybe they were 18 months ago. One of those is personal space. It's important for all of us to really understand sometimes before we go in for a new service or before we try something new, kind of what the intensity of the crowd is going to be like. Are we going to be in a room with another person? Are you going to be getting a facial from an esthetician? Are you going to be getting a massage from a massage therapist? These are questions that we would have never known to ask before the pandemic. And quite frankly, they're ones that I think are sticking around for a while. Because when you talk about individual interaction and you talk about personal space, there's a few different items at play here. One of those is having the personnel to actually create those experiences for customers that come in. And the other one is the concern for your customers about either having spatial awareness or social distancing, or maybe still continuing to protect themselves using masks or things like that. These conversations are not going away. And as we've all had to learn, regardless of where you stand politically, you have to be able to address a very broad customer population and also have answers to those questions. So all of the services that we will be introducing to you and really combining for you in a way that makes sense are touchless, which is a very interesting tagline right now. We haven't heard a lot about touchless before 2020. Nobody cared, right? Was there a technician? Was there not a technician? Was there someone who was performing this service or not? We didn't even know to think about it. And so having a touchless service that is automated, that is really truly high value, it doesn't cost you a lot to run per session, and it's low maintenance, is incredibly rare. And believe me, we know, and we're happy to provide you more information or walk you through the step-by-step process to understand how to plug in your own numbers and your own location information to make money with new and diversified equipment. So we also have some really exciting things coming up, not just with how you can make money with our equipment, but how you pay for it. We know that this is a big topic on everyone's mind. We know that cash is king. It's important to pay attention to your cash flow. Some of us had some real changes in our revenue structures over the last 18 months, and we have partnered with Ascentium Capital to be able to make financing for your new equipment as accessible as possible. And what I like about Ascentium is that it's very straightforward. We went to them almost immediately and asked for tools and calculators and to kind of demystify the financing space so that you know exactly what you're getting when you walk through that process. So I'm excited to hand this over to a representative from Ascentium who will help explain to you in a little bit more detail about how the financing process works and how JK Products and Services and Ascentium Capital have partnered to be able to make that process as easy and accessible for you as possible. Thanks so much and welcome Ascentium Capital.